Well, after game two, when OKC dropped in a pretty big margin of victory for Golden State, the pressure was on OKC in game three. The scene shift to Oklahoma, and I wondered what type of team we'd see from OKC. Will they go back to the things that got them to the Western Conference Finals? As they showed, they made adjustments to the Spurs and take advantage of their youth and athleticism. And from the gate, from the opening tip-off, OKC was the team with more energy, taking advantage of turnovers, points off turnovers, fast break opportunities. And they took a 30-20 lead, I remember at one point. Then Golden State settled down and got back into the ball game. At one point in time, I think the score was tied, something like 38 all. And then the bottom fell out for Golden State as far as their defense and also as far as just being able to make goddamn shots throughout the whole game. Neither Stephen Curry nor Klay Thompson had a particularly good game. In particular, Klay Thompson, I can't really recall Klay having a really good shooting night so far in the playoffs. I might be wrong about that. He had one good scoring game, I recall. It was during the time when Stephen was still out with the injury. But even in that game, he didn't shoot particularly well. Klay still hasn't had a breakout game in this postseason. And Stephen Curry had a decent game, but by his standards, it was subpar, particularly on the shooting end of things. And I also think that Stephen Curry doesn't get enough criticism for his lack of effort on the defensive end. But, everything's about scoring now. And it's watered down, low information era as far as fan base and what you get from the media. But the bottom fell out in the second portion, the second half of the second quarter, and Oklahoma went on a tremendous run. And at halftime, the score was something like, I'm trying to remember the exact score, but it was something like 75 to 47 or 49. It was a blowout. And it pretty much had more of the same in the second. I mean, the third quarter, OKC just routed Golden State. It was a particularly nasty situation in the second quarter, I think, when Draymond Green was trying to get a loose ball or something from Steven Adams, and Green says that he inadvertently kicked Steven Adams in the testicular region. I don't know, I give him the benefit of the doubt and say that it wasn't intentional. But now I'm thinking about Draymond Green. I really don't like this guy, man. I don't know whether it's I think it has something to do with it's his personality. It's not that he's a talker. It's his haughty attitude and arrogance. I don't know whether it's intentional. He just comes across that way. Like, if somebody asks most people, let's say someone asks me, I play for the Warriors, and the media asks me something like, Michael, did you intentionally try to kick Steven Adams? I would have said something like, no, I don't have a game like that. I'm not a dirty player, and no, I didn't try to intentionally kick Steven Adams, and I hope he didn't think that too. I'm a clean player. I don't have a reputation. That's it. Him, he rolls his eyes and says things like, I mean, you can think what you want, but I know why I didn't do it. I mean, it's not like I'm thinking about the guy out there. I mean, I'm thinking more about, Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook, I don't know, thinking about Steven Adams. People can think what they want, but like, shut the fuck up, man. You're so fucking arrogant, man. God damn it, man. But that's what you expect from millionaires, man. They're very arrogant. But anyway, OKC just were so ahead in this game. One point in time, they were up by 41 points. They didn't even play their starters in the fourth quarter. The fourth quarter was pretty ugly to look at. It was pretty much just post-game analysis by the announcers. What Golden State would have to do to adjust in Game 4. And, while they had a bunch of bums just throwing up air ball three-pointers and shit, air ball and layups. But OKC routed this game. They won 133 to, I believe, 105. And OKC took a 2-1 lead. Russell Westbrook had a tremendous game, 30 points, 8 rebounds, 12 assists. Would have had a triple-double had this game been closer, and they played in the fourth quarter. Kevin Durant had 34 points, probably would have had a 40-point-plus game had this game once again not been such a blowout. And Golden State is still into this series. 2-1 is not anything to be alarmed about. However, I do want to say this in closing. I've said time and time again this year that I do not believe that the Golden State Warriors are on the same level as the 1996 Chicago Bulls. And I still feel that way. I don't think they're on the same level as the 1997 Bulls. Or the 92 Bulls. Or the 91, well, maybe not 91 Bulls, but maybe the same. Yeah, maybe the 91 Bulls too. Because in our run that year, we went 87-13, including the postseason, and we lost 3 games during the playoffs. We lost an overtime game to the New York Knicks. I think it was 102-99 or something like that at the Garden, and we lost Game 4 and Game 5 of the NBA Finals to the Seattle SuperSonics. I think the biggest margin of victory that team had against us was one of those Sonic games. I don't remember the exact score, but I think it was something like 106-90 or something like that. I think it was like a 16-point loss we took. And the next game we won at home, the championship. We lost 3 games during the entire postseason run, including the finals. Golden State already has lost, let's see, they dropped 1 game in the first round. They dropped another game to Portland, so that's 2. Already, they've lost more games than we have. They've dropped 4 games already in the postseason. And I'm pretty sure that even if they do make the finals, they're not going to sweep in the finals. So they already dropped 4 games. Already dropped a game at home. We never lost at home in 96 in the playoffs. Not only that, they got their asses handed to them. Lost by 25 tonight. What was it? 25, yeah. And it's just amazing. I think it was final score was 133-108. Now I think about it. I think it was 25 points. But they lost by 25. At one point in time, they were down by 41 points. They're not the Chicago Bulls. They're not as good as we were. And I resent people constantly comparing the 2 teams. And another thing I noticed Stephen Curry too. People like to compare him to the all-time greats. And while he is having a tremendous all-around season, one of the great seasons in NBA history, people have to remember something. And this is something that someone told me. It's a great point. If this guy is an all-time legend, last year, all right, he didn't even win the Finals MVP for his own team. A guy that comes off the bench, Andre Iguodala, won Finals MVP. So, you know, I guess you can just take that into consideration when you want to talk about where he ranks it. And I've also had some people who are Golden State Warrior fans say, why aren't you complaining about calls? There were some calls that didn't go didn't go Golden State's way in Game 3, but you made a video talking about it in Game 2, da da da. Well, maybe it's because, number one, I've seen a lot more of Golden State games than I have OKC this year. And I saw a lot of games where Golden State got a lot of preferential calls. And it was blatant. It was blatant, all right, with Golden State in the second and third quarters of Game 2. Were there some calls that didn't go didn't go Golden State's way in this game? Yeah, sure. But it had nothing to do with the game. Because a lot of those calls came when the game was close. Still close. Those runs that Golden State went on were assisted in Game 2 by the officials. This game, however, most of those runs came from the fact that you just got your ass kicked tonight. So don't come crying to me about you fucking losing, all right? On the grand scheme of things, this is still only the 12th fucking game. No, the 13th game you guys lost all season. You spoiled fucking wannabe fake fans, you. So, in closing, the series is now 2-1 OKC. We have to see what will happen in Game 4. Will Golden State even things up and make a series out of this? Or will OKC go up 3-1 and clearly then be in the driver's seat? We'll see.